But results is the thing that really matters.
That's the currency.
That's the currency. Effectiveness is the best measure of truth. If you're effective, people will pass 1,000 different clinics to see you because they're not going to know the intention that you've got, the method that you use, and how energetic and compassionate you are to help them.
G'day guys, Aaron and Ninja here. This is another episode of On the Table, where we talk all things massage therapy and how to set yourself apart and be world class. A lot of the stuff that they don't teach you at school, and a lot of the stuff that we've pioneered and done ourselves. And we want to now help you create the best business and practice you possibly can. So yeah, this series is called On the Table because it's going to be us performing bodywork on each other, but it's more about the chat and giving you the gold that's going to help set you apart, guys. So you ready to rock and roll, Ninj? Today we're talking capacity.
Capacity.
It's a big one for massage therapists when they're just starting out. You just got to want the footy. So I'm going to be interviewing Ninja today about capacity, all right, while I do some work on his lower back. So you ready to rock and roll, brother?
Yeah, cool, man.
So for you guys that are just new to our channel, Ninja and I have combined 40 plus years of experience in the bodywork industry. Our two clinics in Melbourne have seen over, I think, 50,000 appointments since we've been in business together. We've got hundreds of bodyworkers that we've trained all over the world in our technique that Ninja invented. And yeah, we're continuing to inspire more massage therapists and even more humans on how to get out of pain and live an optimal life. But yeah, today we're talking about capacity because basically I speak to a lot of massage therapists every single week that are inquiring to us about learning our technique. And what I see from a lot of the people that are just starting out is just that there is a lack of want to work and there's a lack of just wanting the footy and just getting bums on seats to start. And so it just made me think I wanted to interview you, Ninj, because this is something that you just, I think you paved the way for yourself to have an amazing career from what you did in the first couple of years. So yeah, I just wanted to go back to the start. When you just started, come out of school, what did you do to get busy?
Yeah, so it was hunger is one of the words. I did a little video on this in our education group this week, our Discord group, and talked about what it was like at the start for me. Like, I think another little thing to think about too is if you're a seagull and you want a chip, where do you go? You know, I've used this one before. You got to go where the chips are. So it's the same when you want to be busy with your career. So you got to go where the feed is. So it comes down to working when people aren't working. So you got to be available. So it might be nights, it might be weekends, things like that. But go to where your people are. So I was sprinting at Melbourne Uni here in Australia, and there's a lot of people that needed treatment. So I offered free treatments, $5, $10, $20 treatments, you know, and I just wanted to have volume. I wanted to get experience. I wanted to learn the craft, and I didn't want to just learn. I wanted to learn it really well. So I learnt on these people that relied on their body for their own kind of enjoyment and for their life. They wanted to be professional athletes and things like that. So, it was a really good harvesting ground to get people. But, I just wanted to really learn and be the best. And I knew that I had to work when other people weren't working. And I just relied on word of mouth. So I needed to do good work, and I needed to reward my people that were utilising my service and also referring people. So I gave people discounts that came in regularly. I gave people half-price treatment when they sent somebody else in. So just different little things like this. I went over and beyond. I'd give people extra time. I did all these different little things to really build up myself. Another thing is consistency. So you can't just be taking holidays all the time and going out for social events and things like that. At the start, you just need to be available so that you can actually perform the work. So it's really hard in this industry. We can't do it that successfully, you know, to treat somebody over the phone or via video. So you need to be actually physically present. So it's really important, which leads me to another thing. You need to be vital yourself. You need to be fit, healthy, strong, have that real desire, you know, that want to help people, and that's part of your why. So you need to have that as well. So yeah, what makes you tick. You have to think about that.
So what would you say to massage therapists out there that are just starting out, but they don't want to work when people are available? They're talking about charging what they're worth, so they're probably charging more than what they should do, and that's kind of blocking them as well. Like, how do you reframe that to make them realize where they're at so they can actually get the bums on seats to be successful?
I think, you got to earn your ability to choose what price you charge and what hours you work. And like the market depicts that. So it's a very saturated market. There's a lot of competition out there. So are you doing anything that sets yourself apart? Are you just doing the stuff that, cookie cutter approach, we kind of call it, that they teach you at school, just everyone the same thing, everyone's the same routine? You say, I got a sore bit there and there, and then they just spend the same amount of time on your neck as they do on your bloody foot, even though you got a neck problem, So it's sort of, that's the rubbish that's out there. And if you really want to change that, like we did, we tailor our treatments. We hold on to the places where they've really got pain. We kind of listen to people, and we get guided by them, and we kind of can tune into the sensations and give the feedback that they're giving us, and you can wait on the different spots until the intensity really lessens. So you've got to earn your ability to dictate the terms, because there's so many other people out there just wanting to take the easy road as well, and just put out the same kind of cookie cutter kind of thing, making sausages. So you got to do something that's going to set yourself apart, but results is the thing that really matters.
That's the currency.
That's the currency. Effectiveness is the best measure of truth. If you're effective, people will pass 1,000 different clinics to see you, because they're not going to know the intention that you've got, the method that you use, and how energetic and compassionate you are to help them. So that passion, that intent is seemingly rare as well. So so you can really set yourself apart by doing a few things like that.
So what would you say about, the whole results and testimonials and stuff like that? Or before that, actually, because you got to earn the ability to actually get results. So I wanted to ask you, like, when you were starting out, you still had that mindset of like, I don't know enough.
Yep.
And so you sought after guidance from experts, didn't you?
Yep.
So tell me about how you met those two blokes that really shaped you.
Yeah. So mentors is really important, because people have trod the path before that you want to go down, so they can kind of fast track you. So all their trials and errors and things like that, their way of framing things can really help you kind of cut through the shit early. So I had this Scottish guy. He was out trying to win the Stall Gift, which is a professional foot race here in Australia. It's been going 150 odd years now. So prestigious. Like Scotland have got their own powder hall, I think it's called. They've got their own kind of professional running, so it's all betting, and people try and fool the handicapper, because it's the worst runners start closer to the finish line, the better runners run closer to the actual start line. So 120 metres is the traditional race. It was a distance between two pubs. So people want to win that race. So he was out here trying to win Stall. I think he came third one year, and he was wanted to come back and trying to win it. So he was a self-taught masseur. He worked for the Scottish rugby team, so he toured with them. So he had a knack. He really tried to teach himself how to do it. So I kind of got a lot from that as well, how he went to the nth degree, trying to be the best possible, athlete, but also the best at treating and helping people get their dreams, their goals. So I got a lot from him. So, and then Robert Young, the guy that's 90 odd now, he's still helping us with our courses a little bit, but he was a really good mentor. He was really different. He wasn't just cookie cutter. He was into fascia and rolfing and also the psychotherapy that went along with things, but plus a bunch of other esoteric kind of things. Esoteric for us in the West. So all the different meridians and chakras, and right into Tai Chi and meditation and breath work and metaphysics. So introduced me to all the fascia theory, which was kind of mind-blowing, how how important it is. They have known about it for a long time. People have you believe that it's all new, but it's not. It's been a major part of our makeup and a major determining factor how healthy in mentally and physically we are. So getting into all that theory and working with fascia. And when you were first asking me that question as well, I was thinking, you've got your own body as well. So I worked on my own body. I trained my own body. I went barefoot. I did all the diet stuff. I explored it. I explored all these different things to find out what helped you get holistically healthier. So the mind stuff with DeMartini, things like that. So I kind of went through my own experience, my own journey to be a better human. And then I like the saying, be the change you want to see in the world. So I can, instead of trying to preach and tell people what to do, be what you'd kind of like to see more in the world. And if that is inspiring to people, they'll pick up on that frequency and then they'll want to be a part of that kind of energy and that capacity and that vibe.
Yeah, it's awesome. So it's kind of like we are really speaking to people just starting out here, hey? So it's like just the messages of this video are work when the market is available, charge what you're worth, and if it's blocking your flow, charge less. Just get them on the table, and what they can give you is a testimonial. You got to get 10 amazing testimonials, and that's going to be your currency to start the ball rolling for you. So whether you put them up on Facebook or your Google page, you got to have that visible, because then that's going to be the reason for people to come and see you. Okay. And then the other one was, if you're just starting out, the stuff you learn at school, it's not enough. Like that is what the saturated market is doing. So if you're doing the same stuff as everyone else is, what's going to set you apart? Obviously you as a person is very important. You've got to be sticky and an inspiration. But when you can combine that with world-class skill set and knowledge that no one else has, that's going to be amazing. And that's what Ninja did in terms of, seeking out these mentors. And that's what I did personally as well. And then with meeting Ninja, and then obviously that's what we're doing now in terms of being mentors for other students. So yeah, if you've been watching our stuff for a while, and if you see the reviews that all our practitioners get, bricks and mortar, and the ones that we've trained globally, and if you want a piece of it, then that's what we can offer you in terms of the certification model that we've got, both online and in person. And the thing that I say a lot too is like, when you can truly help someone, it's the best feeling in the world. But the problem is though, when you feel like you can't help someone and you're stuck and you've hit a ceiling, that sucks. But what we're saying is there's a way, there's a way out of it. And our technique, it's incredible. But I think what we've got is capacity on many levels. So it can be a conversation. It can be holding space for a person that's emoting on the table. It can be, because we're so obsessed with human development optimization, living a full expression. When we work on someone that's potentially a little bit stuck or stagnant in their own life, we can kind of guide that person out of it and coach them and bring them up. So you've got to have capacity in so many different levels to be world class. And that's what we want to stress in these videos. We're going to be talking about things that don't get taught at school, but are stuff that is going to set you apart, because we're passionate about it. We want more people to feel what we have felt throughout our entire career. And I even talk about like my dad, Farnsey, as you've seen in the videos. He works with us now, and he didn't start his bodywork journey until he was 60. And if he's changing people's lives now, like I might put up a little clip, Leo, after we edit this, where he's got one recently where someone called him Dr. Farnell because he fixed him in one session. And if Farnsey can do it, there's no reason why you can't as well. So exciting times this year of the massage therapist, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just one real myth out there that I'd like to just smash right now is our capacity as body workers, that we can only do 2-3 a day, or there's people that only do it.
That's what I wanted to talk about today too. What were you doing in your prime?
No, mate, I used to do 10 hours straight, and I've done 13 hours straight before, and like I've been doing it 26 and a half years. I've been body work, and I've worked bloody hard, but I haven't had any breaks. My body is sound. My hands are really good. My shoulders are good. My back's awesome.
Your wrist, you love
my
your
wrist. I love how strong my bloody wrist is. It's you can do it. You build up to it. But if you really want to help people, you can do it. What is your why? What is your purpose? If you really want to help people, you'll find the energy. You'll do all the work that gives you that capacity. So it's like anything. If you want to, run a marathon or be able to row boats or whatever it is, so you got to build up some sort of fitness that is relative, specific to your job. A tradie, bricklayer or whatever, things like that. They don't just get the ability to, get on the trowel 5 days a week, 6 days a week overnight. It happens over time. So you can kind of build up a bodywork fitness, and we can teach you the other stuff as well, like to keep your body really strong so you're life fit, got vitality. Yeah, it's totally possible to be doing 8-hour days, do 40 hours of this a week, and be loving life.
And earn money.
Yeah.
You can earn a lot of money through this work if you're great at it and charging what you're worth. And eventually, what we're saying is starting out, get bums on seats, but eventually, once you're proficient at this stuff, there's no reason why you can't be charging over $150 per session. Even working from home, if you're taking full clip, 100% you can do that. And then you do the maths. If you're doing 40 a week at 150 a pop, that's it's good money.
Yep.
So yeah, we're pumped to bring these videos to you every single week, guys. It's called On the Table. So whenever you're seeing On the Table in the title, it's going to be Ninja and Aaron doing some sick body work, but more importantly, having an awesome chat about how we can get you to set yourself apart, be world class, and implement things. We want you to implement things. Take these gold nuggets and act on it. Don't just listen to it and then log it in your brain. Act on it, make the change, and you'll see the fruits of your labor in no time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.